e che giù questo tirato anche su uno strumento di questo livello non hanno fatto, è unire i due sommieri accesi.
He's saying that one thing that he always does with his instruments, and this on an instrument of this level it should have as well, is a brace here to unite the two reed blocks that will give stability.
To screw.
Do you want to see? Should I get mine?
Yeah. No, I did for you the element before.
To show them.
Yeah.
It stops them moving.
Because in just a moment I want to. This is a little bit the tuning. Maybe without touch nothing. If we attach the two wood blocks, maybe it will be good.
Maybe.
I am not sure. A lot of time happened this.
The block. So
Yes, because if it's, you know, the wood blocks is fixed in the two sides, and tend to bend a little bit, and so at the center rest a little bit.
come up like
Is not, come si può dire, ma non sono staccati dal fondo, ma i due sommieri fissati ai due lati tendono a rimanere più leggeri al centro.
There's less pressure in the middle. It's not that they're away, but if it's, you know, then maybe more hard against the base.
So if you attach the two wood blocks, or 3 or 4, depending on the accordion, fra di loro, come si dice fra di loro?
Between them.
A lot of time we can fix some little problem of tuning in some reed at the center. You know, we did big accordion like as this, 45 reeds. I used 2 of these, and nel cassotto 2.
I see.
Yes, this is questo è movibile. Questo when I tune, this is I put a stride, and I can all the time I remove the wood blocks for tune perfect these reeds. I close and I fix all the time. Absolutely.
Because everything has a bearing on the tuning, even this, making sure this is.
So the tune you will do will be correct and not. Come si dice? Ci sono delle note che sono sempre ballerine, come si può dire, non sono mai.
Sometimes there are notes that are always a little bit imprecise, you know, and that way.
Con questo si elimina questo problema.
This eliminates this problem. It just gives more stability.
E non capisco come una fisarmonica di questo livello non abbia questa cosa elementare.
It's quite an elementary thing that accordions should have, you know. Just to give good
We
stability
return at
across.
the old words. They have to do a production.
Yeah.
Not too strong. This is not a door closed. This above must work. You know, I push with my finger and I bend a little bit. And I check. You know, if I do this is closed door. You lose 20% of the air for start the reeds. Must be aligned and work.
All in line.
Uh,
Uguale.
If you look inside my accordion, I don't use these valves. I use more modern valves. This is okay, but this is synthetic valve. But this is natural leather, like as this, but come si dice rinforzo? The reinforcement is in plastic, more elastic and more less strong than this. If this is not regulated good, maybe it can work bad. Okay, this it's okay always because cannot to be more strong. If you I bend a little bit, ma non possono essere più
They're
lunghi
not,
di tanto.
yeah, they can't be over tight, you know. With the metal ones, they.
If you look, all the other 8 feet or 4 feet is as soon as possible in plastic. Where is the advantage of the plastic valves? No problem with the dry weather or the wet weather.
Okay.
Forget about this. And another thing, the elasticity. Of the valve. This is fantastic and more sensible, and so offer less resistance at the start of the reeds than the normal. These, the problem of the natural leather like as these, we haven't in the last 20 years or maybe 30 years the same quality of leather than the old times. Because in the old times they used the hand for conciare, come si dice conciare?
They used hands to tan the leather.
The leather, you know.
They were tanned by
In the last times the tan, they use a machine and an acid.
So with acid and by machine now.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
quality of the
So
leather is
they
not like
haven't
it used to be.
any, come si può dire, non hanno resistenza,
Uh,
non hanno nervo.
they don't. It's yeah. They don't have any nerve or rigidity force.
No, resistenti no, perché devono essere elastiche, non hanno elasticità, they haven't elasticity.
No.
If you don't have these, after 3 months, these will be in this position. And with the problem create this position, because when you play soft, this is straight up a problem for one accordion. When you play soft, must to have a clean sound, and not like as your stomach when you eat a lot.
So it comes from the, of course, the leather.
You know, this is okay. This is okay because you know the sensibility of this. I blow in the same position. This work don't work. So as soon as possible, I prefer use these. They have a little problem in the long size is make a bad noise in plastic.
In the,
So
the lower you go in plastic, they make a noise.
I use
So
the natural
you
leather, but with the two or three ply glued on. And I don't use this.
So the sound it makes, the bad sound, is that when it's sort of, what is the sound that is bad?
Non ho capito.
Come suona quando va male il suono?
Fa un suono, è presente la tua pancia quando hai mangiato troppo che...
It gurgles, you know, sort of, like you get like a fluttering.
Yeah.
Cioè come un,
Sì, perché
come le ali di
la valvola non va immediatamente vicino. The valve don't go immediately near and close the hole, but rest at the middle, so the air push the valve or not, and rest at the middle and make this noise.
Yeah,
very bad. But this is normal when you play soft. When you play hard, the air is enough to push the valve near to the plate of the reed, you know. But in any case, they make a good job. This is my personal opinion, you know, from my experience. Maybe another tuner say a positive thing. I don't know. We will look the reeds was, come si dice là, il gancino? Hook. And tune, okay. Pay attention. Is turn. No, sorry. Okay. Turn. And you can touch. This is necessary only when you have to work on the edge. When you have to work at the back for put down or flat, you use this without problem. You remove only, you lift only the valve, and you can scratch inside. So this movement with the hook you have it only when you have to work on the edge. A lot of we check what I do when I put the scratch on the reeds. I don't know if I fixed the problem. Coordinata era? Era questo?
Enrico, which note was it? F.
It's okay.
It was one time.
It's perfect.
This is fantastic.
This is unison. You must hear only one sound and not wave.
No way.
I remember one time I went to Castelfidardo for pick up some accordion I ordered to the fisarmonica factory. Is the factory where I buy the 80% of my accordion in the last year, because
The shells, the bodies.
da quando ho cominciato anche questa collaborazione con i ragazzi di Vercelli, prendo qualcosa in più adesso a Vercelli. Stiamo spostando un po' il mercato, la costruzione.
Beltrami buys some bodies from Castelfidardo and some from two people who work with him.
Four people.
Four people
Yeah.
in Vercelli, which is
I
near
said
the
to
stradella.
the new
And
little
they
factory they opened
are
in Vercelli.
young
I am
people who are
moving
working very well with wood,
the-
and now he's buying more from them.
Yeah, because I said you is near to Stradella, 120 on the car, so it's more easy for me check and ask. And the other thing, all the Friday they are in Stradella.
Every Friday they come to
Every
Stradella.
Friday. Yeah, every Friday they are in Stradella. So we look what's happening when they do the accordion. I ask some modification, and I make for them the tuning on the accordion they produce. So they make all the mechanism, but they haven't the tuner. Me, I tune the accordion for them, and they make the body for me. It's okay. Dunque, stavo dicendo per una cosa che adesso mi sfugge. Ho perso il filo. Come si dice ho perso il filo in inglese?
I've lost my thread.
In any case, I will refund. You're back? It's okay? Come on. So, cosa diciamo? What is an accordion? What is an accordion? An accordion is a mix of wood, steel, aluminium, leather, plastic, iron, a lot of things you put all in the mixer of your kitchen, you turn on, and you have an accordion. But we must add something. Experience, come si può dire, capacità, ability, and so on. So you will have not normal accordion, but very beautiful accordion, the best accordion. And we can say is the most complicated instrument of the world. We just spoke this morning about this. One accordion like as this, more or less, have 10,000 parts. Because if we look one reed, one simple reed is 7 parts. We have the aluminum plate, we have 2 reeds, 2 nails, and 2 valves, 7. This accordion have 45 4 4, 460, 180 voci alla mano destra.
180 reeds in the right hand.
4 7.
Times 7 is
How much is? You have a calculator? Well, my friend, you have a hole. I know you have a hole, please.
The iPhone.
Four. Okay. Just for know this. At the right hand we have 1,260 parts working,
Just in the reeds.
only the reeds. The left hand we have 58, 58, 43. And it's composed in three parts. We can divide in three parts: the left hand, the bellow, and the right hand. The first was diatonic accordion, and after, thanks to Stradella and Castelfidardo and all the technicians who work in the accordion job, born three arms. Rest the diatonic and the chromatic. And the chromatic is divided in two with piano system and button system. Okay. They survive tutti e tre.
All three.
Yeah. Come si può dire, si è sviluppato in modo molto diverso a seconda dell'area dove è andata.
They developed in a very different way from
Essere
each other,
conosciuto.
depending on the kind of music and the area that.
Some area play only diatonic, some area play only button systems, some area play all, depend. In any case, I think the most know is the diatonic system.
The most widespread.
I think. In the old times, the reeds was made in brass. You can look this. This is the reed of one harmonium, very older one harmonium, and we will look why one accordion play. Well, I want to ask them if they know what's happened. Cosa succede perché una fisarmonica fa un suono?
How does an accordion make a sound? Do you know what actually physically happens?
Where is vibrating? Yeah. Vibrating, yeah.
Cosa?
La lancia vibra.
Perché?
Why?
Why?
Because of the air.
Yeah, because of the air.
Abbiamo detto ieri l'attrito.
So it's the friction of the air. When you blow air across the reed, the friction that the air has on the reed.
We obligate the air go in this direction inside. If we close all around the reeds and we have only a hole at the back, you know, if we blow the air from the hole, the air go and cross in this, come si può dire in mezzo a questo?
In this gap.
In this gap and pull the reed, okay? But the reed is elastic, so want to go back, but the air to continue to push and make the oscillation and play, okay? No. The first reeds was made in brass because they haven't aluminium. So they use brass for the reeds and for the plate. After arrived the aluminium, so the aluminium is more light than the brass, and immediately was used for make the reeds for the accordion. And they use the steel for make the reeds because it's more strong than the reeds in brass. This is very good for have a soft sound, sono dolce,
A sweet sound.
sweet sound, but you must play slowly. You can't
Quietly.
o forzare troppo perché si rompe.
Yeah, if you force too much.
Non può reggere la pressione d'aria che fai su un'ancia di questo tipo.
It can't handle the amount of pressure that a steel on an aluminium plate can.
Okay? So this is a modern reeds. This is very all reeds. The organ have only one reed because the air go in only one direction. We have not open and close. You have two pedals. We spoke this morning about this. No, you remember? With the two bellows for each feet. Charge another bellow with a spring. We have a constant pressure of the air, and the air permit to play the reeds in only one direction, one reed. In the accordion we have two because we are obligated for open and close. Maybe we will do something, will be good headache. We can do something about this if we discover anything new, but we don't know. We don't know. We will do. If we can do this, will be a very good news for the accordion world. But we don't know. We have some idea, me and Eddie. Not especially Eddie. Have a good idea. In any case, this is the reeds. The reeds have a need. The wood blocks. Right. We take one. You can look the wood blocks. Okay. It's composed in different kind of wood because we have to, as soon as possible, to stabilize
The structure.
the structure.
So you need different types of wood, some for strength and
Okay.
some for resonance.
E so abbiamo come si può dire, anche questo noi la chiamiamo un'anima in mezzo,
Okay.
un nervo,
So there's a core in the middle, which is
per dare la
to
stabilità
give it stability.
in questo senso.
Questo in che legno è?
Si tende sempre a usare dei compensati,
Compensati sarebbero quelli esterni.
multistrati.
This is usually in plywood because plywood is very strong. Plywood is wood which has grain in this direction and this direction and this and glued together. This is for strength. This is what goes down the middle.
Esatto,
in mezzo.
esatto. After we apply two face of another wood, this kind of wood can change. We can use different kind of wood. When we have the reeds fixed with the wax, by the wax, we use pine, cedar,
Cedar,
or abete,
fir, spruce.
spruce. And this is a soft wood, but very light, so it's okay. In the stradella school, use the nails for fix the reeds on wood blocks. So they use more hard woods because the nails is not good. The morbidi
Yeah,
non sono
soft woods are not good for
for the nails.
the nails.
Okay, it's two different schools.
Yeah, lontano.
The difference principally is about the sound we obtain with the two different systems. With the wax, by the wax, the sound is more soft. So all the accordion for the classic music, the reeds is fixed by the wax. In stradella too. But in stradella was famous for the music sound, very famous. In the music sound, the best music sound we have if we use the nails for fix the reeds on the wood, with a little skin between the wood and the reeds for seal perfect the whole.
Leather.
Leather in the old time was leather. In the new time, me personally, I use synthetic leather. Because I said to you this morning, actually the leather was worked by the acid.
Acid, yeah.
And if you put the leather today with the acid inside, between, in contact with aluminium, after 10 years you will have a very good quantity of powder and the reeds go up.
This is because the tanning
La
process of leather changed.
destroy
When it
completely
was
the aluminium.
tanned by hand, that it was, cosa usavano quando lavoravano la
Usavano
pelle?
delle sostanze naturali,
They used
anche
natural substances
urina
to
usavano
tan.
anche.
Yeah,
perché se-
urine. They
yeah,
used it to
yeah,
tan
yeah.
leather. And then afterwards, with modern processes, they use acids. And so the acids then corrode the aluminium and it turns
Yeah.
into powder.
So I use synthetic leather, we haven't a problem. But it's just two different systems for obtain two different kind of sound. The difference is little. but a lot of little things make a big difference, you know.
Because the musette needs to be brighter and
Yeah.
louder and
Yeah,
strident.
yeah. Well, in the music is the just opposite side of the classic music,
Which has
and
to be
you
more-
want very aggressive sound. After we can speak about the valve. The reeds have a need two valves because work only one reed when the air crosses to the reed. This work, example, se arriva in questa direzione.
If the air's going in this direction,
Work this reed and this doesn't work.
so this reed works and that one doesn't.
Okay? So we lose a lot of air if we don't have a valve for close this hole. And the same thing below. Huh? What's that? When we have, okay, to air go, this move and push the valve below. You can look the valve open and permit the air to exit. And in the same time, this close. When the air will return, push this, move this, and this will close the hole. Okay? So this is very important, the valve, because most work millions and millions of time in the life of one accordion. Okay?
But in the small reeds, in the very
In the
small,
we arrive fino a un certo punto.
up to a certain point.
Normally we start of the, just a moment, of the last C of the 8 feet, we start without, this is a C sharp, yes, but the other is the C. We start without reeds because, or if we apply the valve here, noi soffochiamo la voce.
You smother the
Because it's very little. So also if we apply a light valve, we close the sound. So we start from this, normally from the C. I discover in the synthetic valve a kind of valve of this with only a skin. I cover 2 reeds more, C and C sharp, I apply the reeds. For reduce also 2 reeds more without air consuming. Already
for better compression.
Sì, arrivo due semitoni più in su con le valve perché ho trovato un tipo che ha una pelle sola leggerissima.
So it's just that there's a type of skin that's so thin that he can actually put it on 2 more notes without it suffocating the higher reeds, which leads to better compression, and because you're losing less air. The less valves you have without less reeds you have without valves, the less air you use.
Okay, we look the wood blocks and the reeds. We speak about the body. The body is made normally in player
Mahogany ply.
mahogany ply 4 or 5 millimeters. Marine mahogany ply is the best we can find on the market. Okay, and it is covered by the celluloid. Today the celluloid arrived from China and the quality fell down. But the production of the celluloid in Europe, I think, is completely finished. The last factory makes celluloid in Europe was in Italy. Neptru Varese is a very big factory, but they can't use the celluloid. They won't use because è molto infiammabile.
It's very inflammable.
What is the reason for covering the wood with celluloid?
Because the wood only is debole.
Yeah, it protects it.
It's protective more than normal wood. You know, it is not a light instrument like a violin or cello. It's a heavy instrument.
Yeah.
So if it's not strong, have a big problem. You know. So they cover with the celluloid farlo diventare più forte.
Strength. Yeah.
And
colour as well.
but is very easy to work. Also the celluloid. You particularly have this sheet of celluloid. They use acetone. The same use the girl for clean his.
For cleaning the nail varnish.
Yeah. Mixed 50% with the water in a vasche.
In tanks.
In tanks. They put the sheet inside. They wait some hour, and the celluloid become flexible and malleable.
Malleable.
Okay? And you can attach at the body bagnando in mezzo, quando tu tiri sul foglio, bagnando in mezzo con acetone puro.
So by wetting between the celluloid and the wood with
The
pure acetone,
Acetone.
it
And you
sticks.
press and pull, and you can recover all the body with the strange form too, like as this. You can make what you want. You must, the celluloid must be dry about 15-20 days or more. If it's more, it's better. And before you begin to work the celluloid, must be dry. And after they began to how do you say, carteggiare with the sandpaper, sandpaper and a brush, and you have this. Come si dice, lucido?
Shine.
Yes.
Shine.
Okay. The diatonic accordion normally is made in wood because it's more leather, and I think this kind of accordion is used a lot in the traditional music where they want and they like wood at the eyes. The look must be wood. So they prefer, like as Castagnari factory is one of the most famous factory today produce the diatonic accordion is all in wood. But example in the American market, like as a Texas, Mexico, or other country, they want to the celluloid to in the diatonic accordion. With a very, come si dice, molto vistoso.
Very decorated.
Cinghialate tremende. Non so come si
I
traduce.
can't translate this. Cinghiale is
A wild
it's
boar.
a wild boar, but in Italy they call young people that have lots of stripes on their cars and they call them cinghiale, they call them wild boars. It's like go faster stripes. So this is the way they.
It's the same in the South of America. They want this accordion with a lot of rhinestone and colors. With the bell in 3 colors is incredible. All the body in 3 colors. We made with the colors of the flag of the country. Terrible. But it's a touch, you know. Okay. We proceed we can begin to the left side for look the bass mechanism.
Okay.
This is very complicated, so I think it's better if we open the blue one.
Have a look at this one.
Yeah. And you will
John Leslie accordion.
Oh, little thing, no problem. This accordion ha avuto un brutto colpo in questa posizione dentro la valigia.
Okay, so this accordion has been submitted to
In the case, in the case.
in the case, but it's
This too
obviously-
is broken. This too is broken.
Oh yeah, this one's broken too. Yeah. It's been subjected to it's been dropped.
Questo è un punto debole di tutte le fisarmoniche.
And this is a weak point on all accordions. This happens.
A lot of accordion have this problem. Because all the weight of the accordion is on these 2 pieces of wood. All the weight. Because the 4 feet work on these 2 pieces. Okay? If you want to go here, you can look inside the... Come on. Come on, come on. You take the design so you can understand I think very well, very good. Sorry, please. You imagine is in this position. Okay? If you want to go here, K rod. This and this is this bar. Huh? This is for the chords, and this is for the basses. The two range or three range maybe, because the French system has three range of basses, and the Belgian system too. Three range of basses with the C, E, and the A sharp. No, Do mi la bemolle, A flat.
A flat.
In the French system and E flat in the Belgian system. And they haven't the 70th diminished.
No diminished.
We have 12 and 12. Why? One for each note. We have 12 notes in the wood blocks of the brass, 12 notes, e si ripetono sempre le solite 12, no?
Yeah, the same 12 repeat. Yeah.
È giusto il problema che è sorto nella necessità di avere il basso libero per avere l'estensione.
Hence the free bass, which gives you a bigger extension.
Because in the normal stradella bass system we have the same 12 notes.
They just play.
Okay.
In everything.
One each note, and we have these. Okay. With this is questo è un leader arm. When we push here, this work and pull up the bottom. This is the spring. La molla chiude, dà pressione sul braccio per tenere chiusa la valvola.
Keeps it closed. The spring keeps the valve closed.
Of the notes we don't play.
Of the notes that you don't play. Yeah.
Okay? You understand the movement? You look. This push. This in the chords is 3 because the chords is formed with 3 notes minimum. With 2 is open chords. We don't know if it's major or minor. We have only 3 reeds, minimum 3 reeds, and so push 3 temporary 3 notes, and we obtain the chords. In the bass, no, we have only one. It's not easy to look inside because you haven't habitude to look in this mechanism. But if you look, move only one note each time because we have only one note. Okay? This is the bass mechanism kind stradella type.
And what happens when, as happened to me as well, we travel in the aeroplane and they make you put it in the hold and the bass
This is
buttons
one
go in
of
and
the
problems.
come si dice, uno dei problemi più frequenti che
Most
succede.
frequent problems. Yeah.
If you have to transport the accordion, it's good if you remove the cover and you put a little strip of cardboard here in this place for impedire
To stop
this movement, because if all go down simultaneously, è giusto? Okay. Maybe these go. Just a moment, if I can reproduce the problem. Just a moment. Go down and si impuntano sul gambetto che viene fuori per così. Questa punta va tanto giù.
It goes down so far that it goes underneath and it's stuck and gets stuck there.
This is,
I had a couple of
Yeah.
times.
yeah. Or maybe va
Or
sopra.
otherwise it can go up. So it can either go down and get stuck or it can unhook. It's difficult to do.
You know, yeah, if we have this, aspetta, così, ecco.
Ecco,
You know,
and then the button stays down.
So you must control, all must to be in the correct position. Adesso dov'era? Eccolo qua, eccolo qua.
Ecco.
Come si vuol dire? la maggior parte dei player who have this problem immediately become to bend these.
Yeah.
The biggest
Mistake.
mistake they can do. Because it's a little thing sure, you haven't to bend nothing, never. You must look each note where is because it's sufficient one of these blocked and block all there is in play. So you must look carefully don't bend, never, nothing. So, but if you have to transport or for a long trip, you have to open, put a cardboard here, block this movement, and you can stay sure this problem don't happen. For the bus is not
For the bass notes.
necessary. The important thing is the chord,
It's the chords.
because it's 80 buttons, and normally is more short. It's very difficult to have a problem on the bus, on the two-ranger bus. Okay, this is one of the most usually problem happen. È successo anche a volte che dal colpo che hanno preso si sia scollata questa che noi la chiamiamo la pipetta. Questa si chiama la pipetta.
Ah, ok.
Sono due che tengono su tutto il meccanismo ed essendo questo pesante, perché è abbastanza pesante, a volte non si stacca la colla, ma proprio si leva la prima pelle del compensato. Pensa che colpi che
So sometimes you said that the force of that they've had on impact, you know, when they've been dropped by baggage handlers, that this part here, you see, there's two wooden frames here, which go down and they're glued onto the base board here, which has the perforations on, yeah, and that's in ply, and the force has been so great that it's become unglued, not unglued, but it's actually taken the top layer of the plywood away with it, which is a big problem then. Isn't it?
You must demount all the bus mechanism.
Yeah.
You must scoprire,
Take everything out, yeah,
and reincollare,
and reglue the wood.
reglue, and begin to remount all the buttons. D'altro che cosa può succedere? Beh, a volte è successo qualche pistone che si va a incastrare.
Sometimes you get buttons that
Lì.
can get caught here.
Spesso
Dentro.
si blocca la prima fila perché the first range is in a delicate position because it's very easy to bend this button. If we bend these, it will be easy
For it to stick inside.
Yes, so but it's very easy to
Remedy.
fammi far vedere questo qua. Okay. Oh, he's hungry. If we bend one, we try. È di John Leslie questa, no?
Sì.
Vabbè.
Do it a little more.
You know, a little bit more, yeah. Well,
Thank you.
yeah.
I feel better now.
Work very bad and have a resistance, but cade spesso questo, perché
Sì,
in questa posizione è molto facile piegarli, ma non c'è da andare. I repeat, we haven't to bend nothing inside. We have only to take a tool and re-put
Straight.
straight and work. Some
What if it happened like from the other rows, like not in this one, but left inside?
Se succede nelle altre file qui.
bisogna cercare, si fa in questo modo allora, perché non abbiamo, cioè, si può fare anche così. You can push down the order and work on the button you have need to push right. Or
From the top.
depend of the toll you have to. But in the others is more difficult than this. The first range is in delicate position. Sometime was happen a problem. Dobbiamo fare così, aspetta. Vedi che questo è coperto di celluloide?
Ah sì. This is where the celluloid is
Sai perché?
stuck.
Perché se tu metti le celluloide solo davanti, la celluloide tira e piega il pezzo.
So if you put celluloid just on the front, it pulls back, and so it pulls the
Se tu
away.
la rivesti da una parte sola, la celluloide
Viene
tende
staccata.
sempre a tornare stretta.
Yeah, it tends
E
to
allora
tighten,
tira il
so,
legno.
so it pulls the wood with it.
Tu
So
devi
you,
applicare uno strato anche dietro.
so you have to put a layer on the back as well. In fact, here they put red.
Qua si sta...
È rosso.
Sì, sì, perché qua non la vede
It
nessuno.
doesn't matter because nobody
But
sees it.
a lot of time was happened, this celluloid, because we have to open 120 hole, qui dentro si è staccata
So the celluloid inside has come away
e andava a impedire lo scorrimento del bottone.
and we're stopping the button from. So this can happen as well. So the celluloid on the inside here can sometimes. Can you see there's a
Qua
celluloid
vedi
here?
qua che si sta staccando.
Yeah.
No, qua è proprio spaccata del colpo che ha preso
This is
questa
from the
fisarmonica.
damage that it's had. Yeah, this accordion. Yeah.
Poi a casa lo incolliamo questo qua. Ce l'hai qua da lei?
Sì.
This is the well for who permit to regulate the left bells, nothing, niente di speciale. This is a normal saddle bus system. Altro su questo non credo. Did you have any
Questions?
more question on this? Do you want to know something more? No problem. Ecco perché ci sono i chiodi più lunghi, perché vedi come è più
So this is why the pins are longer on this hand, because the wood is thicker here.
Sì, perché il meccanismo dei resisti richiede un certo spazio. Okay? This is the woodblocks of the left hand. We will speak about the valve. Non ce ne sono più, no, qua davanti. Happen a lot of time is when the people forgot the accordion in the car, in the sun. Sometime arrived a customer with his soft bag with the reeds inside. He said to me, I have a little problem because we have the watch. This is, you know, this is nail, with nail the reeds. We spoke this morning about this system.
Yeah.
Questo qua è fatto da balloni purini,
Sì.
l'unico che usa il sughero
Il sughero.
da mettere sotto. With this don't happen nothing se tu lasci anche la macchina la fisarmonica
With nails, even if you leave it in the car and it's very, very hot, nothing happens because there's no wax.
But with the watch, in un baule della macchina d'estate possono esserci 40. We remove the cover. This is a piano system, key system, but for the button system is the same. If you want to go here, you can look better. C'è una ditta, ma è rimasto solo una ditta a Castelfidardo che fa le tastiere.
There's only one company in Castelfidardo that makes keyboards now, and they make
For
the keyboards for all the factories.
But each factory can order different kind of
Different.
wood and size, what they want. But only one factory make the keyboard for all the accordion produced in Italy. No, si chiama... Oh, I forgot the name. Not all. And they prepare the keys straight on, dritti.
Straight. So the
Straight.
Yeah.
Is a wood.
Yeah.
Is a wood below. This is plastic. These two is important because you can order with different kind of plastic. We have a good plastic and bad plastic, strong plastic and weak plastic. I don't know if you never look, some accordion have plastic, perché è una plastica scadente di bassa qualità. This is good because this is plexiglass, and I think you will have any problem with this quality of these keys. Diciamo le cose belle e le cose brutte.
Sì,
Questa
sì.
fisarmonica.
So the good things as well as the bad things.
Each accordion have the keys bended on his body. I cannot take out these keys and put in another accordion, also if it's the same. A lot of things in the air compression will be lost. La perdiamo. Because ogni accordion la sua tastiera viene piegata e segommata su misura. Normally the valve is composed in 1, 2, 3 parts or 4, depend. This is the most simple with this part in wood. We have the felt and below we have a skin, natural skin, come si dice, col pelo verso il foro.
The leather has a shiny side and it has a rough side, and it's the rough side which goes
On
over the hole.
For seal and close perfect the hole. Is glued on the felt and the felt on the wood. Maybe some factory use aluminium for make this piece with an insert in a gomma. Rubber, or maybe cosa hanno usato poi? In this kind of valve the key is waxed.
It's waxed.
Abbiamo una specie di piccola vasca qui.
Inside there's a...
Adesso non voglio rimuovere questo perché ce l'hai tu. Perfect.
This is a base.
This is a base. That's the part. The arm of the key arrive here, and you fix with the hot wax. When it become cold, it's fixed. Very easy, very fast, and this is perfect. Easy to remove too, if we have to make some maintenance on the valve or change. Okay. This is an accordion without cassotto. What is the cassotto? Do you know what is this? It's called a tone chamber tool. We look in another accordion because here we have a cassotto. You know, without cassotto the accordion is only su un piano unico.
It's on a single plane.
Just before you do that, could you explain a bit about what you did on my accordion? Because it relates to this. The compression was not good, and I took it thinking the bellows were leaky or old or whatever. And actually, visually it was fine. All the pallets were sitting fine. But you used talcum powder and a special tool to adjust.
This is about cassotto model. In this accordion, don't happen because we haven't two arms.
Okay.
So I will explain with the cassotto. This is more easy. It's very easy to work on this accordion, and more easy have the good air compression because it's not complicated. We have only questo è tutto in piano. Non ci sono...
So that the lever just goes to one valve here, and that's it. Dillo sopra che ci facciamo vedere. Okay, so this is non-cassotto. So the reeds are all in
It's
one.
like as this, and this is the part no cassotto. This is the part in cassotto. This is the wood blocks in the cassotto. I will show you the mechanism permit to play in the cassotto or outside or both. Questo lo mettiamo qua. Ok, metti lì così. Sì. We remove the cover. Oppa, questa è la tua, È caduto qualcosa. Senti cosa c'è aspettato non vado adesso. Dopo troveremo tutti i pezzi. Chiameremo un tecnico a metterli insieme. We have the microphone system with its socket. Okay. This accordion I made me, not all, because I make, in my factory we make only the job on the reeds, but the body and the other things sono fatte su mia richiesta.
I made to his specification for
Quality and size and all the other things, okay? We look inside. This is the cassotto. Qua c'è, dunque, questo non viene perché c'è il chiodino, just a moment. C'è il chiodino qua non troppo. Qua c'è il chiodino. Qua c'è il chiodino normale, no. Just a moment. Questo è il 32 piedi. Cioè.
This is a 32-foot set of reeds, which is not normal on a piano accordion, only up to 16, but because I play piano accordion, I have this 32, so I have the same range as a button accordion, low, up to low E.
We look what's happened in the cassotto. Vediamo un blocco registri abbastanza importante qua, come si vede un po' poco. Vabbè. Forse si vede meglio su quella là, sulla Pigini forse, perché c'è il blocco registri un po' più stretto.
So maybe, can we have a look at yours, because the registers are very big here, so...
Yeah. Buttiamo qui. This is the cassotto. The cassotto is a tone chamber obtained, ricavata, in the body of the accordion. And what's happened? The sound of there is in this tone chamber don't exit immediately like as this out of the hole, but si espandono.
They expand inside.
In this box. This is a box, okay? And for the sound different, we gain a lot on low frequencies and presence on the sound. You know, you can hear the difference when you play the 2/8 feet, one outside and one inside. It's completely different. Outside the sound is ah, and in cassotto is oh, the same note. But the reason is exactly the same. It's only the position and the box make this. Is more complicated the keyboard because we have the principal arm and another leader arm nailed on the principal arm and go inside for close and open the valve inside the cassotto.
Which is what Borut had a problem with before.
I remember, yeah.
This is complicated for make this and complicated for seal, per fare la tenuta delle valvole.
It's complicated to ensure a good seal afterwards, yeah.
Because the two valves must to arrive on the plane exactly in the same time. If one arrive a little bit before the other rest open. You know, if this arrive before, so it's very complicated to and the final control to seal
To seal the
give the perfect compression of the accordion.
But it's not always visible. It's not. You can't always see it.
It's very hard. Had you have a recently experience with this accordion because we make just this thing, we solve the problem you have of the air. You lose a lot of air with this accordion. First of all, the technician must to close the hole in the cassotto because outside is more easy. You look immediately. So first of all, you put the regulation for close perfect the valve in the cassotto. Must to be strong, l'appoggio delle valve deve essere forte. Okay?
So it has to seal strong with strength, yeah, with pressure.
First. Second will be very easy to check where is the valve don't close outside. For this I use talcum.
Talcum powder.
I cover the accordion with talcum, and when you pull, the air exits immediately. You find immediately where is the valve don't close perfect. Is easy and good for the okay. Me, I have my personal system for bend the arm outside. Vediamo se c'è un tronchesino. Something like as this, but con il taglio dritto invece che per il traverso. Come si può dire? Non so.
It's a è più lungo e
No, c'è quello, questo lavora per così il taglio,
Sì.
questo taglia per così, l'altro invece taglia normale, come la forbice.
Ah, I see, yeah, so it's more like a scissors,
Yeah.
like a scissors, yeah.
Anche con questo si può fare. If we... Ah, questo è già stato fatto, vedi?
See, this
Vedi
one
che anche chi ha fatto la tastiera è stato fatto, vedi i segni?
this
You
one-
can look the sign,
This is where it has been
you
adjusted.
stringi un pochino,
Tighten, and then
and the aluminium is soft, so immediately bend. But you can move very come si dice, molto finemente questa regolazione con questo.
so yeah, the adjustment is very small.
Yeah. And if you push, come si dice, stringi,
If you tighten,
here the arm go down. If you make this below, I have a special tool, I made me a special tool, posso stringere anche solo sotto, questo torna su. Vedi? Adesso non lo faccio perché sennò lo mando fuori in regolazione.
certo.
Ma se stringo qui, come hanno fatto loro,
Yeah.
this is the sign because the technician have a need to put a little bit down this side. So, track,
So it tightens here like that,
Yeah.
and it goes down.
look the sign.
Right.
And this is with the tarcum, and this you can fix perfect both the valve. So I repeat, first of all in the cassotto. The second you will work outside because it's more easy. Or se fai il contrario è un casino.
And why does it happen sometimes? This? Why do they bend or?
Like as all the instrument, we have a limit where we can arrive when we play. If I play this accordion with this, maybe I will have a problem in the keys. Maybe. Because we have an inertia.
There's inertia. Yeah.
When we play, look, do you know what is this? Touching the cassotto. Because the cassotto I look is very straight.
It's
Cassotto
a thin cassotto.
you play normal, no problem. Some customer play the accordion like as I don't know. I have a customer who live in the east of the Italy, northeast, and destroy completely the right hand of one Victoria accordion. New. I sold him one converter Victoria accordion, and destroy completely the right hand because he play like a punching board. Incredible. It's an accordion. It's not a punching board. If you ever need this,
Good technique, maybe.
we have a limit where we cannot go over. If you put it on the table a violin, maybe we will be not happy. I'm sure. No put, cioè picchi il violino sul tavolo.
Yeah, see, if you hit the violin on the table, yeah.
Ecco. So we have to play. We can play also with an energetic system, but with a limit. Normally the arm inside the cassotto is more thin than the principal arm. So this will be the first have a problem if we play arm, because the weight of the valve attached at the arm, if we go over the limit, maybe lose the perfect angle, no, regolazione, come si dice? Angle we made when we applied the keys. So we must find the limit of the instrument. Come possiamo dire? Una manutenzione delle valvole deve farla il tecnico.
So is this something that maintenance of valves is something that a technician should
A
do?
good
really?
thing I said you this morning. No, you knew. If you have an air compressor, you can clean. This is a very come si può dire, la cosa migliore da fare per pulire la fisarmonica.
To keep the accordion working well is a good thing to just with a compressor, they're just
Yeah.
not at 20 bars or anything.
Not 20 bars, not.
But you know, just
Eh?
blow
Because
out
you know when you
the
play, the
air
accordion is
stream.
in this position. So if we have something in the accordion like as a fiber, felt, little piece of felt, air, we said air, la maggior parte delle note ferme è a causa dei capelli.
Well, very often it's hair that gets in because you draw air and hair goes in.
Perché passano dappertutto.
They get in everywhere, and often if a note stops playing inside, it's because the reed is not moving because there's hair or something inside.
So the air and all these things go down. And what we have in the last position, we have the lead reeds, and very easy to block this with air. It's sufficient. In the last note. Abbiamo il meccanismo dei resisti, sì.
I have one question. How to reduce this pellet noise? For example, this.
Come ridurre il rumore
Because if I could show you, for example.
I show you.
For example, this.
Ma la differenza è
It's more louder than.
qua è una cromatica però.
Yeah.
This chromatic is different. These accordion have the arm more long than this.
Because when I bought.
More is long, more we need the spring hard. Because here I have a force, here I lose. You know? So if I have to close one valve here, I have a need a spring more hard. More the spring is hard, and more the noise we have. More is short, but we have to depend on the accordion. You know, the unique thing we can do is like as on the accordion of Romano. If you look, you don't look the aluminium, because we have applied a skin, a leather, on, we cover the aluminium. Attention, this is a noise, okay, but this is a 5-reeds accordion, so the spring is quite hard, not quite, it's hard. No? And with this we reduce a little bit, but this noise is part of the accordion. Is in 150 years, a lot of technicians try to make an invent, and you can't imagine the fantasy they use for imitate this. But it's not a problem. It's part of the accordion, like as the noise of the keys of the saxophone, or the noise of the strings on the guitar when you play. Is normal.
The opposite thing that happens if the springs are too soft is what happened with my accordion. If you just move it,
Yes.
compression.
it talks itself. It just,
A lot of time we have to find a compromise with the hardness of the springs, with the bell of compression, because we can have an accordion you can sit on and don't close, but I assure you, your finger will have a big problem very soon. You know, we must find a compromise. Depend for the player too, because the player close the accordion very hard when he play. We have a need a little bit more hard the springs. If the player play delicate, we can have more soft these. For me, the best thing of the accordion constructor is know the customer who use the instrument. And this is not easy, you know. It's not easy e tanti non gliene frega niente di chi vende le fisarmoniche.
Many manufacturers don't really care about what their customer really wants from an instrument. You know, maybe it's good to tailor the instrument to your customer's needs. I think that's what you're trying to
Because if I know the customer, I know the kind of music he play, I know when he play the accordion, so I can go immediately in the just direction of the good accordion for him and not for him.
Sure.
You know, but this depends on the retail.
As I believe in using the same tuner all the time because you develop a relationship.
But you know, the tune it must to be perfect. But example, the regulation of the reeds can change. If like as the liscio music, you know, the folk music in Italy, they play all the time and they haven't dynamic on off finish 0 100. So you can when I make the regulation of the tone, I am speaking about. We look this morning. This you know. The regulation of the tongue is l'altezza,
the height.
The height of the reeds respect to the aluminium plane. This reed cannot to be in this stay in this position because don't start. It's completely inside. Don't start. When you pull, don't start. And the same time you can have this because you will hear only air sound. Senti, finish. So you have to regulate good. Like as example, this is a bass. I need a good, but this is okay. In the little, like as this. Adesso con questo no, è impossibile. Non ci passa. I cannot do this. But in any case, you look the difference.
The gap.
The gap. Because this starts very well, very good. But I can change this a second the system to play the player. If the player use hard the accordion, I add something more. If the player use delicate system, I can stay a little bit less. And both the player will be happy.
What is the advantage of a little bit less? How is that difference?
You lose less air. Cosa il vantaggio a tenerlo
No,
più chiuso?
it's the start of the reeds.
When
Not,
it
not,
starts.
not, the lose of the hair is the same.
Quando
More or less
comincia
is about the same. It's the start of the reeds.
So it starts with less air, more delicate.
When you have a very close regulation, it starts immediately, very easy to play. You haven't need to pull or push hard the bell for start the sound.
So if you play hard on a close set reed.
The most complicated situation is on the classic accordion, because you play soft and hard. Because come si dice, un tipo di musica specializzato normalmente viene suonato in un certo modo. La musica classica c'è di tutto, c'è tutta l'estensione immaginabile.
in classical accordion music, you have to play many extremes, fortissimo, pianissimo,
big dynamic range.
the big more than any other music.
Yeah.
So that's the hardest one to get a proper gap, because if you
Thing, but not the maximum thing we can do, no? Because is the most difficult situation. But un'altra volta dobbiamo trovare un compromesso. Another time we have to find a
it's always
compromise.
a compromise then, because if you have
A
the
lot
gap
of buts.
too small, then if you have the gap too small, then you'll pull and they won't play, and if you have it
In
too
any
low,
case,
then
like as your
and they don't
accordion,
start.
I make a lot of regulation on the reeds, and these improve a lot, but it's quite thin. You can play hard too, because another thing is the hardness and the quality of the steel. if the steel is hard, you can put thin and will start again. If it's soft, you must give more
Gap.
gap,
More gap.
because or it will stop immediately.
Yeah.
So a lot of things contribute to the final result, you know.
So if the reeds themselves are hard, then they resist.
Resist and more pressure.
More pressure.
And because we search the maximum quality, the maximum quality is in the maximum quality of the steel used for make the reeds. More the steel is hard and not elastic, hard but elastic, and more we will have a good sounding, incredible dynamic. If you have your nelle loro cartelle.
In these
We have,
folders.
for example, the Victoria, sorry, the Voci Harmonica factory make 5 kinds of reeds, 5 kinds. But if you use the, no, questo ce n'è dentro uno. No, ma è uguale. Sì, sì. We have tipo C, C-type, super dural, tipo mano avional, tipo mano, voce a mano. If you use these, voce tipo C on this accordion, forget about it to play with this accordion. If you close, don't start, because when you play hard, don't start. If you open, you will have a hair and no sound, you know, because it's a bad quality of the steel. Is more soft than these, so don't support big compression, high compression. A lot of little things, a lot. I said it's the most complicated instrument of the world, is true. Cosa vediamo d'altro?
I heard in Caspadada they used to have different thicknesses of reeds. They had sort of, how many?
40, I think you said.
40 different grades of steel for all the different, not grades, but thicknesses throughout the
40 diversità di spessore per le ance. For the reeds.
For the reeds.
Per le ance.
Come 40 spessore, or is the system for tune the reeds? We must use file, and we work in 2 sides of the reed. We work in the edge for put up the sound.
To sharpen.
To sharpen. Because we take out weight, and these reeds oscillerà più velocemente.
Because if you take weight off the top here, it makes it lighter, so it oscillates faster. So this is why this is sharp. It sharpens. To flatten, in mezzo.
To flatten, you use the feel about at the middle. About.
Because you thin. Perché fai alleggerisci in mezzo, quindi.
Praticamente è come se appesantisci la punta.
So if you file the middle here, the top in relation to the middle is heavier. Yeah. So this oscillates slower. Yeah.
And become more slowly. Okay. For make these is on the edge. The work is very easy. You feel, you use the file, and it's very easy. When you have to work here, it's very hard, because we don't make these like as I showed this morning. The file don't cut on the corner. You know, this is the best job you can do, because these reeds will broken in this position 101%. Okay. You must use the file, you start in this position, naturally you go to left, but in the same time you must go down. This is very large, so it's very, one without letter, ok. Dunque questo, I make this, ma io per fare questo non this is the movement we do. We will remove materiale, come si dice,
Yes.
and I don't make any force,
No
incisione,
force, no
engrave,
scrap, no.
engrave in the steel. This is naturally one of the most difficult thing to do for you. Is very hard. But a good exercise, if you want to learn to think something in the accordion, for tune the little thing, is find a old, very destroyed accordion. You can find easy in the eBay, maybe for 50 euro, 60 euro, and you can destroy this accordion, but you will learn, I assure you, a lot of things. Because I think le loro orecchie funzionano bene sicuramente.
Because your ears are very good, obviously.
And you touch something, and you look, and you play, and you look the difference, and you can go in the opposite side because you made a mistake or not, depend. And you can learn just for make the little thing. One thing is work on the reeds we look, because this is the reed who play. This is a.
Oh, it's
Oh, black.
black, it's not
Your
mine.
wife is blonde.
No, my wife is blonde and it's not.
This is a problem.
Who's been playing my accordion?
Non diciamo tutto, the reeds you look when we open one accordion is the reeds who play when you pull. We close the accordion.
When you close.
When we close, play these reeds. Okay? When we open, play the reeds inside. Because if you remember, we have two. Okay? The reeds inside is very hard. But I show you. We have need this little tool made with celluloid.
This is a guitar.
This is a steel.
Spectrum.
The steel harmonica steel used for the strings. Very elastic. Facciamo così? No, ho messo il chiodino, lo tiriamo. No, non ci abbiamo un altro suoniere in giro. No, ma prendiamo uno di questi così li vedono meglio. Imagine if the reeds is mounted on the wood blocks. We have to take out the reeds below. Take, please. Keep this.
Can you hold it?
Okay. I do this. Both for look what's happened. I put this inside and I turn. Look. And if you look what's happened. When I take out this, I fix, aspetta che adesso qua è mobile allora è difficile, ok, I put this below and is ready to use the feel on the edge. This is for work on the edge, so we put sharp, we have to put sharp the sound. If you want to put flat, we must use this kind of tools. 2 or 3 sides, because I can use this side on the one reed with 5 millimeters size. È più grosso questo.
Too big, yeah.
And this is more easy because I push softly. I go inside and I go to crash, to make a scratch. If you look, I scratch here.
To make it flat.
Or make it flat.
How do you know how much to scratch off?
Okay?
It's yours.
No, sir, just it's from.
Okay.
This is hard work. It's not easy work, but with po' di pazienza e con una vecchia fisarmonica possono imparare a fare
You
qualcosa.
can learn to do this. Yeah.
Non sono un marziano.
Yeah, it's not. He said he's not a Martian.
All alive I make this war, you make other things, but I don't play accordion, you play very good accordion. Proviamo a vedere se riusciamo a trovare
Sì.
qualche nota da sistemare così vi